Birds and wildlife can do a lot for us in our yards and gardens. They bring us joy, but they can also be big help if we can establish a good balance with nature so that in your growing season, what you have are birds that are helping you with insect control, which also helps with disease control and just establishes a better balance overall. And in turn, that means less chemicals and less intervention for you. So one of the ways that we can embrace nature and invite in birds is to look for more natural ways of decorating when we're doing our outdoor seasonal decorating. So I'm standing here in a pretty weedy patch, which is actually, there's some herbs in here. Next year this gets an overhaul, but if we look at it, there's actually a lot here to work with. For instance, we've got this head of goldenrod flower seeds, and you might not think about this, but you tuck this into like some planters, some vases and arrangements, or gather up a lot of these heads and they make a really beautiful wreath. I've seen that done. I had a farmer florist friend of mine that gave me one and it was just gorgeous and actually lasted really well. Also in here we have some different seed heads of things. On the other side, some grasses, all good stuff. A lot of this is native to here. Some of it's not native, but it's naturalized and it's fine and it is not invasive. So that's the one big thing we want to look for, is not to be using something that's invasive. And what we have here isn't that, not where I live. This is goldenrod, like I said, some grasses, seed heads of echinacea. Not sure if you can see it or not if I flash over to here, but here is my stand of wildflowers and zinnias, and this is just teeming with birds. I've kind of scared them off when I came down here and started my talking, but I come down here and there's birds flitting in and out of here, feeding off of this stand, this dead stand of flowers all the time. Also, those sunflowers over there, again, that's not something that is native to here, but I suppose possibly there's some native species of sunflower. They're more something everybody plants from seed, but again, something that works, can be used really neatly in some unique decor, but also feeds the birds. I also look towards different types of berries, especially like the red winter berries we get around here. They're just really beautiful. They pop with color. Might even be able to see some across that field way in the way, little red tinge there. But the flip side of that is that I have to be really careful when I am harvesting different types of berries, because we also have a lot of invasive species of berries, namely Oriental bittersweet, and the other one is multiflora rose hips. Those are both things that have really nice fall and winter colors and they hold really well on the vines, but they're a really bad idea to use for decorating because, then the birds come in, they eat them, they go out, they spread them in the world. If they're eating them in your yard, there's a really solid chance they're going to be spreading them in your yard and you're going to get overrun with invasives. So we want to do our part too. We want to be responsible when we are doing things like this and decorating and collecting, and we want to leave those things alone, or better yet, if you could even get rid of them and trash them, that'd be great. But for the most part, the least we do to fool with things and to spread them, the better. So, those are a few tips. Go out, scout around, use a good plant app. I love Picture This. I can easily scan and see if something is a problem or not, identify it, be sure of what I'm using, and in that way I can invite in the birds and we all strike a better balance together.